Hearts, a mindfulness-based coaching program that works with developing resilience and well-being. Part 5 of 6, Turning Towards Difficulty. In this presentation, we will look at certainty, uncertainty, attraction and aversion. Dealing with uncertainty is one of the greatest challenges we experience in our lives. We generally like certainty, what we know, what we are familiar with, what we can control, or at least feel we can control, however fragile that might be. Uncertainty, on the other hand, is unknown. It's out of our control and generally makes us feel uneasy. Generally, we are attracted to certainty that everything will be all right. Yet we know at a rational level of thinking that nothing stays the same. Everything and everyone changes. When we encounter difficulty and challenging experiences, we want things to be back to the way that they were, even though we know that change is inevitable. We are attracted to holding on to some experiences and perhaps how things were in the past. Yet we know that change continues to happen. Some changes are particularly difficult, so being able to turn towards and work with difficulty is an important part of building resilience in a challenging world. Wanting to hold on to things as they were is a natural reaction. It is also understandable to have an aversion to a current reality that isn't pleasant, not wanting to look at it, not wanting to be with it, not wanting to know it or to own it. It's important to say that it's okay to know difficulty. It's okay to experience deep felt emotions that reflect how much a changed situation now hurts. It's okay to be unsure, uncertain. All of this is okay. Yet somewhere between wanting to hold on to things as they were and having an aversion to a current reality and wanting to avoid it lays the ability to just be with something. Turning towards something that is difficult and just being with it has merit. There is a tendency in dealing with difficulty that we feel we must be doing things all the time to make things better, to fight against the change. So much of this is necessary and does help. Yet there is also need for us to just be with the difficulty, to be with what has changed, to be with what's unpleasant and difficult. This seismic shift between doing and being is a challenging concept in this life, and we truly are primed for doing. Action seems to be valued and is more measurable, yet being with life experiences, including difficulty, can be a first step. There is a saying that goes that the fastest way for us to get from A to B is to be fully with A. That's what being with difficulty really means. Being fully with the difficulty you're experiencing. Being with the emotion, the sensations, the thinking patterns and the behavior that goes with the difficulty. Noticing how I respond to difficulty through these 4 windows. And learning from reflecting on these responses. Seeing the difficulty for what it is, not worse than it is. Being with difficulty has sometimes been described as like going into a garden and seeing it sitting on a bench and being able to be in the same garden as it, moving towards it and away from it as I feel best. What's significant is the being with it, being with its uncertainty, noticing my responses and coming to know these. We look at sensations in our exploration of the window of life experiences, and one of the most powerful sensations is our breathing. We can breathe fast or slow, deep or shallow, with awareness or outside of awareness. The first breath of a baby's life outside of the womb is an amazing moment, and so too is the final breath of a person who is dying. 2 extraordinary moments bookending a life, and in between the breath was there all the time for 60, 70, 80 or more years. Perhaps no other breath was actually noticed or appreciated. The breath is truly a powerful bodily sensation, and when used mindfully, it can help us to turn to difficulty and support us in our thoughts and in our emotions and in our behaviour. Noticing the breath without trying to correct or to change it is a good place to start. It's also good to acknowledge and appreciate it from time to time. It's an anchor to return to be with, that brings calm, awareness, and allows us to turn to whatever is difficult with resilience.